we were just shifted to different places of relatives. We were never with strangers. My father had us with relatives because my mother came from a family of 5 girls. And at the time she married my father, her oldest sister was married and had 8 children already. Then there was another sister that was married, and one of my sisters went to live with her. And I was in a home of the Good Shepherd for a while. I don't remember ever having a birthday. I guess I must have, but I don't remember them. Until I came home, and Lois said, and I just looked at her, I said, I don't know. And so she's had me with a birthday every year for 11 years now.
This is the last one.
Yes, I already told her.
I don't think so.
Because if she wants to see me on my birthday, that's wonderful. And if she wants to let relatives know about it, that's wonderful too. But no more parties.
No more parties.
No more parties. No more parties. Keep that in mind.
All right. Do you want to stand to all your relatives here?
Yes,
Do you want to stand up?
Yes.
All right. She had a
Because I'm so short, you have to see me to hear me. I have had parties, but never have I asked for one to have only my relatives. But I never realized I had so many until Lois keeps me informed. But this child had a baby and then this one. So now I am great-great-grandmother, which I find a little hard to believe. But the babies come up to see me. They come to see me in my apartment. And anybody that's around always comes to see me. But honey, when they're all scattered, you can't expect too much because you have to remember, we were 4 girls and we were as scattered as you could want us to be. Connecticut, Lancaster, Virginia, Thompson, Georgia, and Pomona, California. Now you can't get much more of a distance than that, regardless of what you might think. So if we were doing it, it's quite understandable our children would do the same thing. But Lois has raised her in a much better way than I raised Lois, or her sister Carol. Her sister Carol was the one that was feisty. Lois would have her opinion, and she could get her way after a while. Not while she was married. And, but because she was a good wife. She was a very good wife. And because she was a good wife, she was a good mother. You can't say the same for her mother. But that's
For the wife part of the mother part?
I am very honest. And I believe in the telling the truth. That's how I can get along over a Clark house. I tell the truth to the tenants and get along beautifully with the help. I even got presents from the kitchen help because they know I'm on their side. I think that's enough.
Anybody else have anything to say? Okay, Chris.
Why not? You know, the choices we make in life often come from inspiration, and I wanted to share her inspiration. After Grandpa Joe passed away, I remember Grandma once telling me that she spent about a year being pissed off that the guy had moved her up to South Carolina and then abandoned her. And then after that, she said, well, damn it, I'm still alive, and I'm going to start doing stuff. And it was after that, I think she was in her late 60s, that she started doing elder hostel and traveling around the world and learning new things. And it was a great source of inspiration to me, and a reminder that even if we all get older, you never have to get older. So thank you very much.
Okay, anybody else want to talk?
Oh, yeah, let me
Okay, Nancy.
What do you want to say?
Okay, Okay, you can be next, Joshua, okay?
Yes. I'm the youngest of the cousins, right, from Lois, right, that level.
Yeah,
And my mother was Mildred's youngest sister. And she died just in January, this last January. And Millie called her every week and stayed in touch and wrote cards and was just such a steadfast anchor in my mom's life for all those years that they were separated by the 3,000 miles. And my mother would have loved to have given you a blessing and said hello to you on this birthday. And she was always in competition with you about reaching 100.
She sent you a card early, though.
Yeah, she did.
I think this is
6
years.
months, honey.
Isn't she?
And she told me why.
Yes.
But I'm not telling anybody because it's sad.
Yes, that's right. But she kept saying to me, she kept saying, am I 100 yet? And I said, no, you're not 100 yet. She says, oh, I have to wait, I have to make it to 100. I said, you don't have to. Because she was so unhappy, so miserable. But she was in competition with you, Millie.
Well,
And-
I have to admit, Peg and I got along better than the others.
Yeah, no, you
We
guys stayed in
seemed to
touch.
understand what one was going through with the education and the nursing and all, and that was a big
Yes. So it was great. And just she's somewhere watching and saying happy birthday to you.
I think she is saying happy birthday to me.
I'm sure they're both.
I can feel it.
Kitty and they're both.
And the saddest thing in all the world right now, the one sister that I have that's left has got that disease. And yet, every time I call and say, hey, you know who this is? Of course, you're Millie.
Oh, that's great.
That's great.
And
She
that,
didn't recognize her son when he went.
she can, and I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that call her. I don't know, but I do call her. I call her twice a month. In fact, I called her just the other day to tell her I was 100. Oh, she said, you can't be. I said, well, I am. That's my daughter.
That must mean I'm close.
She is 96. She had her birthday February 14th. And Peg had her birthday February 4th.
No, I'm
No,
not.
she's Kitty. Kitty, the February 4th. But Peg was October.
October, right.
Okay, Joshua, you want to talk?
Happy birthday.
Joshua says happy birthday.
Oh, isn't it wonderful? I have so many members in the family.
I'll say something, but I can't really stand up because I have Gabby here. I just want to say that when I had Joshua, that was the one that made you a great-great-grandmother. And I remember when he was born thinking how cool it was that he was going to have a great-great-grandmother. Very few kids even get a great-grandmother, let alone a great-great-grandmother. So it is just an honor, and I am so proud that my children get to have a great-great-grandmother.
Honey, you can be proud that I have 4 great-great-grandchildren. I never forget I got 4.
Okay, yeah, you know what, I think maybe what we'll do is we'll bring the cake down here rather than have her walk up there.
Yeah, 'cause I never had my walker.
Lois,
I just want to
Wait a
say,
minute, oh, wait a minute.
I just want to say, Grandma's been a great inspiration to all of us. We all appreciate it.
Okay, that was done.
Yeah, I know, I recognize
Okay,
that.
and Edmund's up, Edmund's got.
Millie, I don't know if you recognize me.
Yes, I
I'm the oldest nephew.
That's right.
Millie and I have been in touch and together over the past 50 years. When I was stationed in Key West, I used to quite often go up to Miami and we'd party and have a good time. And as far as the partying, to tell you how well she's known at Clark House, I was supposed to pick her up yesterday at 4 o'clock to go to dinner. And I couldn't find my way to Clark House. I finally stopped at the police station and got my instructions, and I was almost an hour late. So I stuck my head into the dining room and said, anybody know where Millie is? And everybody in unison said, oh yes, she's been looking for you. And and she's gone back up to her room, but we had a wonderful evening, didn't we, Billy?
Yes, we did, only I lost my sweater.
We'll find it.
Well, yes, as long as you know where we went. Because I don't remember, because they got so many restaurants with similar names here in Glastonbury.
You were here, Mom. You were here last night. Same place.
Yes, I was here. Well, that's what I told the girl.
Yeah, that's right.
Billy, who paid for your dinner?
Well, if I was here, then my sweater is here.
That's right.
Because I didn't go anywhere else but here.
Well, last evening, we were sitting at the table and we were talking about her birthday, and I mentioned the word 100. There was a gentleman sitting at the table right across from us, and he turned and said, "Whose birthday is it?" And I pointed to Billy, and he says, "Well, happy birthday." And later on in the evening, we got to chat a little bit. And when it came time to pay our tab, the waitress just said, "Well, your tab's all taken care of." And I said, "What?" And he had picked up the tab for our dinner. And about that time, the lights went down. And Billy said, "What's going on?" I said, "Well, I think they blew a fuse." And about that time, the entire staff came walking down singing happy birthday and brought her a birthday cake. She had a delight. The only problem is, I think I gave her a little too much wine. She did. She had more nights.
You have to go around if you're gonna help. Or you can go stand in front. You wanna go around to the side? Go around to the side. Go around to the side.
Oh, I can see the hunger. Yeah, we got it the other way. Yeah. But it's so the audience can see it.
Oh, well, that's good. They can take it out.
Yeah. Hey, give me a plate, one of those paper plates up there. Please, thank you.
Well, I don't know who the baker was, but I thank
Just
you with
one,
all my
just
heart.
one. We'll take it back there and let it cut it, yeah.
And I appreciate your efforts, because I know to get one the way you do can be a chore.
Well, Donnie just
And I
has to remember
thank
to
you
get it.
ever so much.
Be thankful there's not
All
100
right.
candles on
You're
there.
gonna
Yeah, you probably burned down the rest of it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that's
I
TJ.
got the help.
Yeah, I know, I'm right. Okay, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Millie. Happy birthday to you.
What a great idea.
That's the way we blow the candles out at the senior center in town. We don't blow them out, we fan them. Keep everybody healthy.
That's better, because at Clark House, they don't put candles on the cake. They just bring it around so the chef can let everybody see it. And one day a month, we have what they call the birthday party. And they get the cake, and then the chef brings it around for every table to see. Then he takes it back to the kitchen and cuts it. And that day, that's our dessert. One day a month, and it's very nice done. At one time, we had a lady that used to work there. Her name was Laura. And she used to make the cakes. Oh, and could she make a cake? It was so good.
The waitress is gonna cut it.
Okay.
Kathy, don't step behind you.
Yeah.
He's very exhausted. He's ready for a nap. Nicholas, don't do that.
Which one's that?